Hey there guys, it's Salis, and welcome to Salis is Less Than 3. And welcome to Borderlands. Or specifically Borderlands 2. But to be honest with you, this is going to be a Less Than 3 about the entire franchise. Because I have not played a Borderlands game I haven't absolutely loved to pieces. Because it has this... It's a very obvious formula when you look at it. It's categorized by A, it's a first-person shooter, B, there's a load of shit you've got to pick up, C, it's very, very funny, and also that there are certain things in the formula that always change up with each iteration. For example, that, which I've just picked up, Iridium. That's one of the things they added into Borderlands 2, and the whole trading system revolving around a specific resource has carried on throughout the entire series. But I do think Borderlands 2 marks a pinnacle of this series because it's got a few things in it that weren't in Borderlands 1 but really needed to be. For example, top right corner, minimap, very, very important in an open world game. Completely absent in Borderlands 1. These were there though.
This is a recorded message to any Crimson Raiders in the area.
You get little side missions to do, and the bounty boards are always a good way to find them. So that's good to see that's back. However, this one adds a lot more side quests based on characters rather than just, here is a bounty board, do the thing. For example, this one here is a claptrap mission.
Talk to me, baby. I got jobs.
As you can see, he's still annoying.
Minion, over here. Your master commands you.
Fuck off, Claptrap.
You helped me reach Sanctuary, Minion, and for that...
Stop calling me your minion!
Reward. I have a secret stash hidden very, very far away from where I currently am.
No, you don't.
To find it, you will have to perform a series of devious challenges. First, collect a few brown rocks for me. Then, defeat a badass skag. Then, pilfer the lost staff of Mount Schuler. Then, you shall bring me the head of the Destroyer of Worlds. And then, you shall dance for my enjoyment.
As you can see, he's had a bit of a personality upgrade from the first one. He's still annoying as shit, but he's also completely batshit insane now. No longer is he content to just hang around in various areas and tell you when new missions are available. No, now he considers you his minion. He's a bit of an arse. Fortunately, his stash wasn't as far away as he claimed it was. Ta-da!
It, looks like the hiding space for my super secret stash just fell apart.
Yep, that's basically so you can twink out your characters a little bit.
So, congratulations! You successfully subverted my meticulously planned challenges. Why don't you go check out the stash?
Because I already know what's in the stash, I put it in there on my first character. Yeah, in case you haven't gathered, I'm playing through with my second character, and for some reason, I always pick the Siren second. I don't know why, I did that with Borderlands 1 as well.
Even though you didn't bring me what I asked for, I decided to let you use that stash to share weapons between my minions. Specifically the ones that you control. Look, it's for twinking items between your characters.
And that's another thing that wasn't in Borderlands 1. In fact, there wasn't even a bank in Borderlands 1 until the DLC brought it out with Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot. And as you probably saw when I opened the stash, certain levels have certain weapons have level requirements. And level requirements are handy because there's a lot of this. Yep, leveling up. Oh, I actually have a skill point I didn't realise I had. Ah, Harmony, Motion, Cataclysm sold. Increase your chance to cause elemental status effects with fire, shock, and corrosive slag guns. Yeah, that's pretty much a carryover from Borderlands 1. The Siren was an elemental specialist. So let's go with that one then. What level am I? I am a level 9. Oh, brilliant. I can actually use one of the guns in my stash. So let's take this one out. The Resolute Spiker. Don't want that. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. There we go. Right, now I can show you how the guns work. You have certain slots to fill out, but let's be honest, you already know this. If you're watching this, you're probably a Borderlands fan too. Let's go and do a mission, shall we? We've got to go and find the lair of the Firehawk. I'm not going to bother with the side missions. I will do those later on, because a lot of those are just running around this main hub town of Sanctuary. So, as you can imagine, a lot of backtracking is involved. But let's go and check out what we got here. I will say this though, they've changed up certain things about the Siren class, because the Siren is the only one that's carried over, really. I mean, you had the soldier in the first one, who's the commando in this one, but he plays completely differently. The Siren, however, is the one where they've changed the most. Because phase walk in the original, while was somewhat useful, was mostly useless. I did not like phase walk. Whereas now, you've got phase lock, which is much better. And here we have the vehicles. Another staple of the Borderlands series. Let's get a rocket launcher on there. I love that effect as well. They call it Digistruction, which I assume is short for digital construction, but I've been wrong before. And the planet itself that it takes place on, Pandora, no, not that one, a completely different, unrelated, completely separate copyrighted Pandora, is very different. See, Borderlands took place where everything was kind of like, okay, on Pandora, relatively speaking, with the exception of the massive bandit population and stuff. But Borderlands 2 dials that up to 11 by setting it during a nuclear winter. There are so few areas of this planet that aren't covered in snow and ice. But this is a prime example of one of the things Borderlands does very, very well. There are certain areas where having the car is an advantage because you can travel long distances. But then there's bits like this. It separates out bits where you actually have to play it as a first-person shooter in quite a nice way. Right, that's how phase lock works, if anyone's interested. Okay, he isn't doing much. But this does give me a chance to show you something. Unlike in Borderlands 1, you can now move while you're in fight for your life state. This was a very welcome change, because in Borderlands 1, once you got into fight for your life, so many times did I see the enemies just running away and hiding. And that used to annoy the piss out of me. When you're trying to run around and shoot things, and then you die, but at least it gives you the chance to do that, get a second wind and carry on. When they used to run away and hide, and you were there going, well, I'm boned. The only thing you could do is hold E and hope to respawn relatively close. Borderlands 2 gives you the option to move around, albeit at a rather limited pace. And you may notice my vengeful spiker was not doing much damage to these guys. That's because of elemental resistances. Pyros, for example, are going to be resistant to fire damage, and I think the Vengeful Spiker is a fire weapon. And as you can see there, I just got my ass handed to me, what were you expecting? But that's because when you're in fight for your life state, you are still technically alive, so it is possible to bleed to death. Oh, I need a better gun than a shotgun with one round in it. Alley-oop! And quite frankly, I'm not in the mood to bleed to death today, so I'm going to... Oh, hey! Goodbye! Now, Gearbox have always marketed the Borderlands series as what they call a shoot and loot game. They could not be more right. Because you do a lot of shooting and you do an awful lot of looting. And then the game tells you your inventory's full and asks you to sort its tabs, and that gets irritating. Fortunately, though, upgrading your backpack in this is a massive upgrade from Borderlands 1. You don't have to go and rescue every claptrap in the universe in order to get a backpack upgrade. No, 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 no. Now you just buy them with Iridium, which is a better system if you ask me. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is carried over into Borderlands, the pre-sequel. You've still got the...
The Firehawk should be around here somewhere.
Ah, she's a good carryover. Angel. It's a bit of a sad story. I won't spoil it if you haven't played it. I'd recommend you do.
Bloodshot bandit clan seems to be attacking the Firehawk's lair. They've probably...
They're clearly busy with something else. Okay, fair enough.
lead you to the Firehawk.
Follow the bloodshot signs.
Follow the screaming.
Okay.
Step off, Vault Hunter. This is between the Bloodshots and the Firehawk.
Okay, Flank State. I'm just going to kill all your friends.
He's gonna pay for every bloodshot.
Yeah, that is a pretty bitchin' weapon.
Bring him up from his own freaking intestines.
I am so glad I got that on
Well, that was...
my assassin, because I decided to do the stupid thing. I started playing this in my first playthrough as the hardest character. The assassin's action skill, unlike say phase lock, is a little harder to manage because it's all based on melee. And when you're up against largely ranged characters and flying fucking birds that are only there to get on your tits, a melee skill, not exactly great. But the reason I hold this game in such high regard is it learned a lot from its first iteration, and it carried it over very well. Like, now you automatically pick up money because it rains out of enemies like a piñata, and quite frankly, you don't want to be, how should I put this, completely and utterly boned. Because it is entirely possible to, whoops, I've made a mistake. Thank you. I'm going to take that. Now, you look at that colour, and you're thinking, oh, that's an epic weapon. No, it isn't. There's a weird colour system in the Borderlands series. You've got your classic RPG white, green, blue, purple, orange system. But in Borderlands 2 they introduced pink. Pink are Iridium weapons. These are vastly superior to even epics. The only thing that beats them is legendaries. As you would expect. Because they are that hard to get hold of. However, for some reason, Iridium weapons tend to be quite easy to get. There's a lot of enemies you can farm to get their drops. In fact, there's actually a weapon called the Infinity Pistol, which I know a lot of people went crazy to get. Because apparently it was really good.
The Firehawk has harassed the Bloodshots for some time, but they have never mounted such a large-scale assault on the Firehawk before. I wonder what...
Stop whinging on, Angel. We know what happens to you, and we're all really, really sorry.
That demonic thing will rule the goddamn
Yeah, I'm just going to burn all these guys.
the Firehawk choked to death on his own feces.
And die. I don't like the spikers slow speed them. But oh well, you can't have everything. I hate spider ants, by the way. Burning Psycho, fire resistant, assholes. I think this might be a wise idea to just lob a grenade. Now, there's a lot of pre-order stuff I got with Borderlands 2. That grenade, for example, is a modified grenade that acts like a rocket. And the only reason you get that is for having the pre-order DLC. Unfortunately, if it was just a grenade mod you got, that wouldn't be so bad. Unfortunately, it also gave you a load of guns right from the start. And you're supposed to start the game with a crappy pistol and get better from there. But instead you just ended up with these ridiculously overpowered weapons for the early game. Yes, you burn. You burn. Good boy. Yeah, that's a fun mechanic to play with. Those Goliaths, if you shoot off their heads, they go insane. And they will start randomly attacking everything around them, including the enemy. And the more they kill, the more they level up. And the more they level up, the better experience and loot you'll get for killing them. So, there are places where it's a wise idea to... What killed me exactly? There are no enemies on the screen. I have no idea. Maybe it was a status effect. I don't know. But let's respawn. Yeah, there are times in the game where shooting off their heads and letting them go crazy is a really good idea. Especially if you're trying to farm Iridium. Because Iridium can be found the way I found it, or it can drop from enemies, and badasses tend to drop more of it.
So, how was the dying?
I love those respawn machines as well. They're always so nice about it. I have no idea why. But this game has so much personality running through it. It is untrue. And even though Borderlands the pre-sequel was created by 2K Australia, as opposed to their American branch, it does carry all this forward very, very well. They've still got all the classic ridiculousness of Borderlands, but at the same time, they've got a whole host of new stuff. And quite frankly, hearing a psycho call you a wanker when you kill him is always funny, no matter what the situation. Die! Feel the force of my exploding rifle. Yeah, it turns out they're fire resistant, but not exploding resistant. So that's always fun. Sorry, I appear to be dying. There we go. Always collect ammo. There are so many guns in this game that plow through their ammo so quickly.
You know, I heard the Firehawk liquefies bandits and drinks them like fudge smoothies.
That's Handsome Jack, by the way. He's a dick.
Of course, if Roland hadn't been such a dumbass in the first place, he would...
And what's fun about the fact that the Borderlands series has gone Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, is in the pre-sequel, you got to see exactly why he's a dick. Oh, badass psycho, not cool. They are melee focused and will close me in. And I happen to that later on, I get to upgrade that thing, that phase lock ability, to explode. So I lift them into the air and then explode them. At the moment, it's just basic, bog standard phase lock. And I am still so thankful that I get to pick this stuff up automatically, like money and ammo, all the stuff you're essentially going to need on a fairly regular basis. I wonder if I'll actually get to the Firehawk boss by the time it takes me to end this video, but this section is quite long.
Let me explain something. Even if you do rescue Roland from this Firehawk guy, the Crimson Raiders ain't exactly along for this world.
I think you'll find I know who the Firehawk is, and Roland ain't in exactly all that much trouble.
Resistance dying, and me laughing.
But I know you all want me to get onto it, and I know you all want me to mention it. The one thing I haven't mentioned so far, this game has a co-op focus. It's designed for up to 4 players, hence the reason why there's 4 different classes. Die, fire ants, die! Oh, spider ants. That one just happened to be on fire. And now so are you. Love it. You do realize, I've just realised, I am now literally burning ants with a gun. Well, it beats a magnifying glass any day. Oh, you're already on fire. You're a problem.
Stop.
Not any longer. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye ammo. Boom, 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 boom. You're all going to explode. Okay, switch to my shotgun. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do none of my guns have ammo? Thank you. Right, well, I'm out of ammo for that now. Fun times. What else have I got on me? So, that is an assault rifle. Have I got an SMG to replace it with, or something? I like the fact that the weapons are much more easy to work out what type of weapon they are now. In Borderlands 1, this was quite the kerfuffle. Oh, I have, but I've got to wait till I level up. Shit. Oh well, looks like I'm spikering it. At least for now. Well, fortunately I have these. Into the air and boom! Ah, and that does give me the chance to talk about something else they've added. The Badass Challenge system. This is actually a really good addition. Because it gives you the chance to sort of level up in another way. In Borderlands 1 it was all very, very cookie cutter stuff. In that, well, I wasn't going to win that with no ammo. In that certain builds have certain ways of doing things, and there's always certain commonalities, but with the Badass Challenge system, I'll see if I can show you actually, because I think I might have a skill point to waste in it. Yeah. Badass tokens. When you fill this bar, you get a token. When you redeem it, you get the chance to adjust one of these stats. I'm going to go for that. And that. Shield capacity and maximum health, always handy. There we go.
Hyperion would like to remind you that
So yeah, you get the chance to level up in a slightly different way, which gives you more variations on, essentially on a very narrow theme. And this is where I think having the co-op focus works really well. Because you can be playing with the same group. You can be playing with, say, a Siren, an Assassin, a Commando, and a Gunzerker. And then you can be playing with the same classes again the next day, and they'll be completely different. And that's always a fun thing to experience in any video game. But the way the co-op system works is really quite laudable. Because the more people playing, the harder the game's going to be. But also the better reward. So it's got this adaptive drop-in, drop-out difficulty thing going on. And that I absolutely love. Well, looks like I'm just going to have to phase up you and shotgun your ass. And melee to finish. There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Midgets are a pain in the ass. They are quick, they are nippy, and they get in my way. Yep, really could do with some assault rifle bullets. Oh well. Die, so we can kill you in time. Yes, I can. I am a bitchin' siren. Yeah, lots of explosions. Explosions in your face. How would you like some explosions in your face? I can arrange that. Oh, no I can't. I could arrange it if I had ammo. That's, I'll rephrase my marketing strategy then. Whoopsie. But yeah, there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to fit in everything I love about Borderlands in a single video. Because I just don't have the time. I mean, trying to fit this into a maximum of half an hour is insane. You will never experience quite anything like the Borderlands series. If you're a fan of first-person shooters, or even if you're not and you just like funny games, try this out. I would recommend to play it in co-op though, because you will get the best rewards and the best experience. Mostly because you won't be dying every 15 seconds for not having the highest tier of guns. Because your friends can revive you, and that's always a nice feature. The power of friendship, etc, etc, etc. Boom, boom, boom. In the air. That keeps you out of the way. You see, this is why the siren is better. In Borderlands 1, phase walk was basically an advanced fleeing mechanic. In Borderlands 2, it's a way to control the battlefield a lot easier.
Now where was I?
I believe we were roasting some marshmallows on that nomad's corpse. Never mind. But yeah, I'll never be able to fit everything I love about Borderlands into a half-hour video. It's just not possible. I would recommend to anyone to play this. Even if you're not really a gamer, and you've just stumbled upon this channel completely by accident, or you want to get someone into gaming who isn't, I would recommend this purely for the fun alone. I mean, unless you happen to know someone who's like allergic to fun or something, then I can understand maybe not teaching them about Borderlands.
This is it. The Firehawk's hideout. Be careful, friend. There are bound to be traps everywhere.
Burn! Now, when she said that, that badass psycho was supposed to trigger a trap and burn.
Don't let that happen to you.
But, unfortunately, bit of RNG, so it didn't. So I'll trigger the trap and hopefully burn this guy. Never mind. Yes, feel the flames. Nice. Sometimes you'll get moments like that as well, where they still keep screaming long after they're dead. And that's just funny. Whoa, avoid the fire. That was my own stupid fault. I didn't know which way to dodge. Oh, bugger. You suck, flame pipe. There's a new insult for you all. You suck, flame pipe. If anyone asks, don't explain it. It's funnier if they don't know. Right, we'll get to the Firehawk, we'll show you who she is, and we'll end the video. Because we are really not that far. So this is the advantage when you've played it through once already. You already know the route you've got to take. Making the video a lot smoother. Except for the constant dying. Like I said, game was designed around co-op and having friends to revive you and all this cool stuff. Playing it single player doesn't really work quite as well. It's still perfectly good and functional. It's just a little, I wouldn't say harder, but trickier certainly. Right, just gotta remember where those flame pipes are. Does anyone remember where those flame pipes were? Flame pipe number 1, expertly dodged. Flame pipe number 2, jumped like a little bitch. Never mind, eh? Oh, I see you there, Mr. Flame Pipe. Whoa, think you're catching me out? No, 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 no. Right, we are now officially in the lair of the Firehawk. We can find out who they are. And...
Ooh, you feel that? The sound of those earthquakes marks my drills getting closer and closer to the vault. That's the sound of
yeah, that's, the vault is basically the big MacGuffin that everyone's chasing. In the last game, it turned out to contain the daughter of Cthulhu, but apparently it's supposed to contain treasure. I don't know, maybe you would consider the daughter of Cthulhu to be a form of treasure. Right. You're missing! You're missing horribly! Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the Firehawk. Anyone who's played this game before will recognise her as Lilith, the Firehawk, who is actually the siren from the first game.
What are you doing? The bandits call me the Firehawk, but the name's Lilith. I'm with the Raiders like you. I keep the bandits.
Yep, like I said, Roland is not in all that much trouble.
Anyway, long story, lots of internal bleeding. Could you help me up?
And on that note, now you all know who the Firehawk is. She's been talked up this entire video. I'm going to end it here. like I said, I can't cram everything I love into this game series into a single video. It's just not possible. So if you want to find out, I can do another video on it, maybe using a different one of the games, maybe the pre-sequel, I don't know. So let me know in the comments below. But I know a lot of people have done brilliant series on this one in particular. He doesn't do YouTube anymore, but one of my favourite people's series is Stalker Coffee. I think his channel's still active and still has his entire playlist. I'd recommend going to watch that. In fact, I'll post a link to that in the description below. So, thank you all for watching, and until I see you again, I've been Salis. Seriously, go out and try Borderlands, and I will see you next time.